Okay, thank you so much to Joseph for that jingle that he wrote all by himself. And you know what? Whenever we do read the Bible, we hear about the truth of God and we hear about the truth of how we are sinful and we need to be rescued. And that's the story of the whole Bible, is our need of a Saviour in Jesus. So when we read the Bible, we will find out the truth of that and we will realise our need of a Saviour and our need to be forgiven and to be part of God's family. So thank you to Joseph, and thank you to Joseph and Marinos and Gabriella and Nathan for reminding us of the verse again about how God keeps his promises. He who promised is faithful. Look out on our page on Monday, hopefully, for another memory verse challenge and get learning. It's always great to learn the truths of God. And in fact, in our jingle, we talk about how so many truths in our hearts we will store, will fill ourselves up till they come out our pores. So the more verses we learn, the more truths that we learn, the more we will know the wonder of who God is. Now, last week we learned in the story of creation, when God created the world, that God promises to always provide for his people. God had given Adam and Eve everything they needed. There was a beautiful, perfect world to live in. There was food to eat, and most importantly, there was a perfect relationship with God. They had a perfect friendship with God. There was no sin at this point keeping them from God or separating them from God. They had everything that they needed. Do you know what, boys and girls? The sad news is it didn't stay like that. Sure, it didn't. Because we know that God had given Adam and Eve this wonderful world to live in, but there was one thing he told them that they couldn't do. And what was that? God had said you can eat from any tree in the garden except from this tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. They couldn't eat from that tree. And God had said to them, if you eat from that tree, you will die. And you know what, boys and girls? Adam and Eve should have listened to God. We are going to learn the next part of the story today, and we're going to learn that God always tells the truth. God always keeps his promises. God had said, don't eat from this tree, for if you do, you will die. And Adam and Eve didn't listen. So coming up now, we've got a little video clip to watch, and the video clip explains what happened whenever Adam and Eve chose to disobey God, and they broke that special relationship. They broke that special promise that they had, the promise that God would always provide for them, the promise that they would have this beautiful, perfect garden to live in if they just listened to God. And they broke that. And we're going to find out what happened next. So hope you enjoy the wee video clip, and we will think some more about what that teaches us afterwards, okay?